PIA 2583 or sol650, and this is with the Ingenuity helicopter and its partner Perseverance rover. Now this is situated at the base of Jezero crater, specifically or whatnot at about 1,150 feet, 340 meters at the base of Jezero crater. And we're going to focus and to make some sense of what they could possibly be. We'll use the various probing tools as well and come up with some ideas or whatnot. And there are many panoramas to welcome to effective evolution. And today we're exploring Solstice 650 with Perseverance's Ingenuity helicopter. You can focus in on some very interesting areas. For example, right here and right at the base of the crater here as well, and other objects in between here. So if we were to zoom in a bit, you can notice there are some objects like right around here, and very interesting symmetry indicative of some type of building architecture in the past with Mars. And getting right into some particular regions. If we zoom in on that particular object that was brought to your attention a few minutes ago right here, you can see there is some astonishing detail. And just by focusing in a bit on that, you can see there are very intricate designs in here. Now what can this be? The patterns of designs are quite intriguing. Is this an otherworldly probing robotic device? Or is some type of figurine? Or whatnot? And interestingly enough, it's right near the Ingenuity helicopter presenting itself. Notice the symmetry, the intricate, creative designs on these objects. And with some highlighting, this is what we're putting our thoughts on. These particular objects here, with their unique designs. This as well, you can see the detail is still there on this particular object. It's in the foreground of this PIA 253. It would be nice to come out with an exact size of this, and or say between 30 to 100 centimeters or more, which is a reasonable estimate. And using the paint tool, the Z tool, there is a bit more detail here. You see there's definitely various parts and structures on this object. It definitely could be a figurine or or some type of robotic device. Pure speculation, of course, but it could be probing the Ingenuity helicopter itself, which is not unlikely. And the whole area could be familiarized with, and there are many other objects as well in here. You probably note them immediately. Continuing with our familiarization of sol650 or PIA 2583 of Mars, we can experience some more detail just by focusing in a bit more. In particular, the hilly area just at the base of Jezero crater here. And in particular, we have some concentration on this area here. And incorporating the dodge trim instrument and also the exposure tool and some highlights, you can see there are some very symmetrical patterns here. Linearly designs, and very thoughtful architecture, which could be indicative of previous building architecture. There has been a lot of building architecture noticed on various panoramas of Mars to date, and these are no exception. Just notice the symmetry on all of these particular regions here. Very creative. Is that made by nature? Or is it in fact otherworldly designs? These look very circular. Could they be some type of lens or telescopic device? Perhaps to probe the Ingenuity helicopter as it's taking these photos or whatnot. Very interesting, you must admit. And considering some other objects, such as this object here, it does look very circular. It seems to have something protruding from the inside of it as well, which looks circular too. Now, is that some type of camera device as well? perhaps to view the Ingenuity helicopter, Perseverance rover too. The location is quite prime as well to enable observation of objects, such as the Ingenuity helicopter. And notice this very symmetrical design here. It seems to be yet another type of pyramid. Is that a probing device as well? I really encourage you to come up with your own reasoning and thoughts on this. And there are other areas, of course, and other objects to explore. And we'll move on to some other topics if we may. And until next time, thank you for your time on behalf of Effective Evolution. And in conclusion then, after going over the region of Solstice and PIA 2583 on Mars, we must admit that the interesting objects, whether they were probing machinery or figurines or whatnot, and the symmetry